What's going on, everybody? This is Giving the Remote, your one and only place for unapologetic, unbiased movie reviews. And today we're going to take a look at one of my new favorites, Cocaine Bear. Actually produced by Elizabeth Banks, of all people. You know Elizabeth Banks is? She was in 40-Year-Old Virgin, Hunger Games, also Brightburn, and actually one of my favorite movies of all time, Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
You know what? I don't care that you're fucking Lester, okay? How's that? Because I don't want to be with anyone but you, so I will wait.
We're not fucking Zach.
Or that you're not fucking Zach. What?
Yeah, I mean, I asked her to fuck me, but she wouldn't do it. Then I even tried to talk her into giving me the fucking Dutch rudder. Shot me down on that, too.
And a Dutch rudder is...
You don't know what a Dutch rudder is? All right, look, you grab your dick, and then you have someone else work your arm. Here, let me show you. I grab my arm.
Insane movie. You haven't seen that, y'all definitely got to go check that out. Where's the sequel at? I have no idea. Maybe now that she's producing, she could make that happen. But yeah, that's definitely a crazy movie. You haven't seen that, get you some drinks, get you some loud or whatever you like to do, you know, chill and watch that. Guarantee you're gonna enjoy it. But anyway, Cocaine Bear. So yeah, as I was saying, you got a lot of known actors in the film. I was quite astonished at the amount. You got Jesse Tyler Ferguson, better known for his role in Modern Family. You got O'Shea Jackson. For those who don't know who O'Shea Jackson is, that's Ice Cube's son. Played in Straight Outta Compton, played Ice Cube, obviously, and looked just alike. Even if you didn't know who he was, if I showed you his picture, you know, oh yeah, that's Ice Cube's son. Margot Martindale, veteran in the game, been around a long time. A lot of people don't know her name. I'm gonna be honest with you. I always saw her around, but never really knew her name until like recently. But she's been around a long time, always playing like the older statesman, wise character. She got a few funny roles too, but more recently known for Amazon Prime, Sneaky Pete, and The Watcher. But without a doubt, the biggest surprise gotta be the late great legend Ray Liotta himself. It's funny how they kept this on the wraps for so long, because I seen the trailers and everything, and I didn't see no Ray Liotta, no credits, I didn't see no snippets of him, anything. They did a great job of surprising everyone with that. But yeah, never would I imagine the one of the goats in a movie about a bear doing an assload of coke. Yeah, but then again, I mean, you know, one of his first roles was in Goodfellas, where he did an assload of blow. We all know that. And then midway through his career, he actually starred in a movie named Blow. And then for one of his final films, I think perhaps his actual final film, to be about a bear doing more blow than Rick James when he was standing on motherfuckers' couches with no kind of regards. I mean, I guess it's like full circle if you ask me. I mean, if you add the 2, divide by 6, add the law of relativity. Yeah, it makes perfect fucking sense. Full fucking circle if you ask me. What a way to go out by one of our goats, man. Salute to that man, you know? But let's get on to the real reason why you've arrived at what will be known as YouTube's finest movie review channel. Now, yes, I said finest movie review channel, Cocaine Bear. Now, with that being said, do not, and I repeat, I emphasize, do not go into this film with some kind of expectation of some kind of Shakespearean plot where you would have to Hannibal Lecter some pure soul's brain just so you could have twice the knowledge to absorb the plot. It's not one of them films. It's a feel-good, turn off your brain type of film. And if you treat it as such, the film will be good to you. Be good to you and whoever else is around you watching. Like, do not go into it thinking that. I'm telling you right up front, this film tells you exactly what it is up front. And if you can accept that, you're definitely going to enjoy it. I mean, the shit is called Cocaine Bear. I mean, come on. You know, we know what we getting, and we love it, you know? So yeah, don't be that person, man. No, nobody likes that person. I know I don't. They're not fun at parties. They definitely not fun to sit up and watch a movie with that want to nitpick everything and take everything literal. And, oh, why would they do that? Why would she do that? It's not one of them films. Like I said, it's a turn your brain off type of film. Release some stress from the day. Turn your mind off. Nobody want, listen, them type of people, this ain't for them, man. This ain't for them. This is one of them, you know, you get your drinks, you get your friends, your family, your shorty, whatever, you get your substances, because definitely substance will heighten the film, will heighten it for you to experience. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, it's definitely one of those, man. It's definitely one of those, and make sure those type of people, you get them out of here, man, because this ain't for them. This ain't Shawshank Redemption or nothing like that. You know what I mean? We love Shawshank Redemption, one of my favorite films also. But this ain't one of those. You got to learn how to separate. See, that's what I'm here for. I'm gonna let y'all know what's what with the watch separated. None of that other bullshit, man. Just enjoy it. Get fully immersed. Lights off, projectors going, substances flowing, full blown immersion. Friday night, it's getting hot outside. You know what I mean? It's definitely one of those campy type films too, which I love. You're gonna hear me talk about that a lot. You know, the more y'all get to know me, because I love a campy style movie. And yeah, it is what it is. You know, enjoy yourself. Don't be expecting no Oscar-winning performances, you know, for 2 hours. You just want to be entertained. Sometimes you just want to be entertained, man. It's as simple as that, you know. So that's what we gonna get here. You want to just be entertained. You're gonna love this film. So yeah, shall we proceed? Let's proceed. So yeah, Cocaine Bear is actually based on true events about a notorious drug smuggler named Andrew Thornton back in the 80s in rural Georgia that actually face planted out of a plane trying to carry more cocaine than his chute could carry, and which led to the events of over 300 pounds of cocaine being consumed by a 175-pound black bear. Damn, 300 pounds of cocaine. What does that even look like? God damn, 300 pounds? I mean, yo, you could have Daryl Strawberry, pre-Tony Stark's Robert Downey Jr., and Stephen King in the Peruvian Bender, and they wouldn't even come close to finishing at all. I bet y'all ain't know your boy Stephen King used to be on that yacht for real, man. I mean, if you think about it now, with all the stories and the books he's written and the movies that's got produced from those said stories, I mean, I guess it makes complete sense if you really think about it. But yeah, your boy Stephen King was out here wilding for years, and a lot of people don't know that. But you know, it is what it is. Everybody got their vices. I ain't judging. I'm the last one to judge, but yeah, that's a lot of coke, bro. What's 300 pounds even look like? What do you even do with that? Crazy. I mean, not to stay on Stephen King, but just you think about the It. I mean, he had to be on some crazy shit to come up with that. Entity from outer space that disguises itself as a clown that eats children. I mean, come on, man. There's cocaine written all over that. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can only imagine the type of shenanigans that go on after a bear stole 300 pounds of that girl. You know what I mean? Like doing his best Whitney Houston impression. I mean, Whitney, we love you. But you know what I mean? Everybody gonna catch a stray every now and then, you know? But yeah, you can only imagine the type of shenanigans that go down. I mean, like I said, it tells you in the title. And the fact that it has some truth to it makes it even more even more mind blowing. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I was actually kind of disappointed when I realized that in the actual story, the real life story, the bear ain't actually killed nobody. I mean, that's talk about, you know, God being on people's side. I mean, a bear running around doped up and he ain't even killed nobody. So I was a little disappointed in that, but you gotta take the good with the bad, I guess. They fugaze it up for the movie a little bit, you know, just like most movies do. It's based off true events, ain't, you know, word for word, fact for fact. So, you know, the movie probably wouldn't work if, you know, they just did it exactly how it happened. So I get it. Elizabeth Banks did her thing. Ain't no complaints here from me. But yeah, shout out to that idiot who jumped out the plane and didn't secure the bag literally, you know? Because without him, we wouldn't have this film. I wouldn't be talking to y'all. So, you know, the universe works in mysterious ways, I guess, you know? Wasn't for people's stupidity, we wouldn't have a lot of these movies we have. So, shout out to that man, you know what I mean? Giving us entertainment from your craziness. So, Cocaine Bear is told through the views of about 5 different characters, all with their different views and motivations in the story. The multiple subplots can get a bit jumbled at times, and that could be one of the few downfalls, as far as my opinion goes, of the film. So, you got Ray Liotta, who plays the role of the drug boss, and his whole intention is just to get that money back, recover the drugs, no matter by any means necessary, which leads to some rather hilarious decisions that he makes. But I mean, when you got bosses to answer to, too, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, Ray Liotta has his goons out here looking for it, and he does his thing and gets his hands dirty too. But it leads to some hilarious situations and some things that I'm like, wow. You know, that coke must have been a big business back then for them to be still searching for this after everything that's going on. But yeah, you have him, you have his henchmen. His henchmen include O'Shea Jackson's character. And what's funny about O'Shea Jackson's character is that it's gonna sound crazy, but him being black, every time he's on screen, when you notice this is a movie about a bear on cocaine going through a rampage, it just actually heightens the anxiety because you know how they do us in the movies. So every time you see O'Shea, you're like, yo, is it Tom? Is this the Tom? But yeah, he plays a good role in the film. Can't complain about his role. He do what he gotta do. You know, it's nothing too complicated. Like I said, ain't no Oscar winning performances here, but he plays his role. He does his part. Then you have the children, of course. I mean, what would a movie about a cocained up bear going on a rampage be without kids running around all nonchalant and and naive? But you know what it is? You need kids in movies like this because kids do dumb shit. Kids doing dumb shit helps move the plot along because it puts adults in situations they wouldn't normally be in because most of us have common sense, but kids, they just want to have fun and they out here running around willy nilly and it adds to a lot of, sticky situations, you know what I mean? So they're out here running around, getting people in trouble, risking other people's lives, and that's why you need, I wouldn't say dumb kids, but that's why you need kids in the movies like this because it moves the plot along and it helps everything connect through, situations that adults wouldn't be in. So you need them. So you have their point of views. Then you have the park sheriff played by Martindale, which I honestly believe is a perfect role for her in this film because, like I said before, I've always seen her around in films, but never really paid that much attention to her. I always knew who she was by face. She always has that like 80s older statesman type vibe to her, and this film is very 80s and campy. The visual, the aesthetics of the film, the way it's shot with the film grain and the 80s type feel, she fits perfectly with the film. She's like one of the few characters where you could just airdropped her in and she fits perfectly.
Am I in the right place? Oh, right. Told you it was big. Oh, it did.
So yeah, her role, I love her role too. She's sassy, she's feisty, yeah. And yeah, they picked the perfect person for the role of the park sheriff. So Martindale just trying to keep everyone safe and by any means necessary. I mean, that's her job and she's really putting it on the line for that, So Martindale did her thing, she fits perfectly in the film. And then you have the parents of the previously mentioned children who have to come save the day and make things better. But like I said, that's why children are a big catalyst in horror films, because they help lead innocent people into danger. And when people get into danger, they get killed. And when we go to a horror film, what do you want to see? You want to see people getting killed. You don't want to see people hanging out and surviving. You may want to see one or two people survive, but that's what children are. They're a catalyst for getting people murdered, and that's why you need them in film. So you have the family members and the parents of the children. From their view, they're out to see what's going on and find the children. They get caught up in the whole mess because of them. So that's mainly their motivation. Nothing else, nothing more. especially in the 80s, children back then definitely weren't up to snuff like they are now. Kids are a lot more brighter. They got technology at a younger age and everything else. Kids back in the 80s, they can't hold a candle to kids now. So back then, no cell phones and all that. Yeah, so a lot of hilarious situations that people get put in because of childish fucking behavior. And one of my early concerns about the film, and I think I might have mentioned this earlier, was that with a lot of these subplots, I think it's like 5 or 6 subplots, it can get a bit jumbled. I mean, let's be real. You following one character for about 20 minutes, and you go to another one, you go to the fourth one, you go to the fifth one, and it honestly seemed like one or two of the characters' plot lines could have probably be left out. But I mean, you don't think too much of it, it won't really bother you. And one of the things I do love about the film is that I'm a horror fanatic. What you guys will see with the channel is going to be a lot of horror movies. I'm going to be telling y'all what's hot, what's not, what to pay attention to, what to not even bother with. But I'm a horror fanatic, but the only problem is of being a horror fanatic like myself, there's not a lot of things scare me. So it's very rare I find a movie that scares me or even just makes me, gets me so immersed that I could just put myself in that position and it give me a little bit of chills. Only things that scare me is things that are realistic for the most part. And let me tell you, a bear running through the woods on a rampage, killing motherfuckers, is very realistic. Probably happens every day. Might be happening right now. It's probably a daily occurrence while I'm recording this video right now. So, and then when you add the cocaine, and the fact is, it actually did happen. Not the killing part, but it actually was a fucking bear that did 300 pounds of coke and went crazy. Like, let's be real. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, like, in the woods running from a fucking grizzly bear with nowhere to go? Nothing but wood and trees around? And the motherfuckers run like 40 miles per hour on top. Yo, bears are like God's fucking cheat code, man. They run like 40 miles per hour. They can climb any fucking thing you can climb trees, strong as fuck, can take a gunshot wound to the face. Most guns won't even penetrate their skull. Like, yo, shit is crazy. Can you imagine that? And then they want you to play dead. They want you to lay on the ground and play dead. You know how much balls you gotta have to lay on the ground and play dead with a grizzly bear sniffing your actual balls? Like, yo, you might just kill me now, man. You just gotta pray for a heart attack. That's it. Just pray for a heart attack. And throughout this movie, you have a lot of scenes like that where it's like, God damn, you put yourself in a position. That's what makes it fun. You gotta be with people. You gotta watch this film with people with open minds. You gotta put yourself in that position. Like, that's some real shit out here, man. A lot of people have met their demise at the hands of a fucking bear, man. Like, and them motherfuckers are killing machines. I don't even know why they exist. I mean, why do bears exist? To keep the salmon population under control? I have no idea. What's the whole purpose of a bear other than causing havoc and destruction? So yeah, it gets real. It gets real. And Elizabeth Banks, man, she does her thing with the scenes, man. The death scenes, that's the best part of the film. I ain't even get to that yet. I ain't even want to get to it yet. But the murders in this film, top tier. That's the reason why I'm making this review, because I can't stand movies with trash death scenes or cutaway scenes. That's even worse. But she does her thing with the gore, the cinematics, the cinematography, and the angles and everything. Yeah, like it's the CGI is great. Bear looks good, terrifying. So yeah, scary fucking situations to be in, man. I don't care what nobody say. Being sniffed down by a bear while laying on your fucking stomach trying to play dead gotta be one of the most terrifying situations to be in, hands down. And man, Elizabeth Banks, she delivers that terror in like all its glory. I mean, she really hammers home the suspense and anxiety of actually being out with a natural born killer in its own habitat. And it goes without saying that when the bear is on screen is the best part of the film. I mean, you don't even got to see the film to know that. But even when the bear is not on screen, and you just know what's lurking around, and people just outside oblivious, it adds to the terror. And terror is not always just when someone's getting their head fucking bit off or anything like that. It's about what happens before. Elizabeth Banks, she really nails down that suspense and delivers on that aspect. I gotta salute to her, especially this coming from a pretty blonde white woman. You would never think she has these thoughts in her head, but the gore, the death sequences are A1, top notch. There's a couple scenes in here where I know, guarantee if you see these scenes, everybody's gonna, shock and awe. But so yeah, she does her thing, and when that bear is lurking, and when us as the audience, we know it. Yeah, it's unsettling feeling for real. So yeah, there really ain't too many films with more creative deaths than this, and I think because of that, it was a kind of a double-edged sword, because I feel like the film could have used at least one more good death scene, and I would have been completely satisfied. Just give me one more creative death scene. I think it needs one more, because in the third act kind of slows a little bit, and that's my main negative about the film. It's the third act kind of slows a little bit, mainly because it's following characters that, let's be honest, we don't really give a fuck about some of these characters. We want to see Stephen King, but I mean, Cocaine Bear. My bad, my bad. But yeah, we want to see Cocaine Bear. We want to see the bear. We don't care about Joe Blow and his personal problems and you know. But that's the problem when I said with the 5 different subplots. That's when it really comes into play in the third act, because in the third act it's a little slow. It's like it needs one more. But I heard they had another scene, but it was too gory and they took it out. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? I can't even imagine that. The scenes that's already in here are bad. So how was that scene? But I heard they had one more and they took it out, and it shows because it goes a bit without anything happening. Because us as horror fans, that's what we want. That's what we want to see. We want to see the guts. We want to see people's body parts flying. We want to see that stuff. We don't want to hear it. You know, because one of my biggest pet peeves in films, anyone who knows me, is fucking cutaway deaths. Cutaway deaths are the most lazy, unintelligent way to kill someone on screen. Everyone hate, you know, you see little Susie coming out the cabin with the bat looking for the murderer. You know she about to get it. And then it cuts away, you hear a scream and a shadow on the wall, or shadow deaths. only thing worse than a cutaway is a fucking shadow death. Like, yo, if you can't, listen, all film directors, if you ain't got the budget to do actual death scenes and show, you got your prosthetics are wrong, or your CGI is bad, then don't make a horror film, man. If you're trying to save a fucking dollar on death scenes, don't do it. Go make a comedy, go make a rom-com or something, you know what I mean? Remind me of Aldi, like when I'm in Aldi and they got one line open and there's 30 fucking old ladies with full carts to the top, carts filled to the top. You just sitting there with a thing of Vaseline or something, knowing you got the fresh X videos subscription at home, and you got one thing, you gotta wait 30 fucking minutes to get there. Like, come on, man. If you ain't got the fucking money to do death scenes right, don't do it. Stop being cheap. Just like fucking Aldi with them lines, man. Y'all want to save $1 by having one fucking person working and 30 people in line? Cut that shit out, man. That's what these filmmakers remind me of. Trying to save a fucking penny. Go do something else. But apparently, Elizabeth Banks was given unlimited budget, full control, because these death scenes are A1, top 10, man. People need to take notes. Motherfucking Aldi. Fucking one line open when you got one thing in your hand and take you 45 fucking minutes. You know, fuck out of here with this cheap shit, man. Y'all can't afford that shit, then go do something else. Go make a YouTube movie or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So when I really break it down, I mean, if you, the main issues I have with the film, like I said, the third act can drag a little bit. It's definitely in need of one more death in between there somewhere, and there's really no character development in the film. I mean, it's definitely one of them films where you're not gonna really care about anyone in the film. Any of the characters, you might care about some of the characters for who they are in real life, but you're not gonna care about their motivations and their well-being and anything like that. There's really no character development, and part of that is because you got so many different plots going on. You don't have time to develop any of them. Someone dies, you're like, oh well. Someone's in danger of dying, you're like, oh well. I only cared about O'Shea Jackson dying because he was a black man and I didn't want him to go outside. But other than that, I mean, there's no real character development, so that's a negative. And the third act dragging. But other than that, it's a great film, man. Like I said, you go into this, you know, thinking somebody's gonna win an Oscar, it's gonna be it's gonna be nominated. It ain't one of those. You go into it, have fun. Friday night, Saturday night. Like I said, it's a very campy film. I love campy movies. I love films that are purposely made campy, especially in today's age, 2024. Film grain, woods, 80s aesthetics. Love it. Lots of gore, lots of blood. You definitely gonna love this one, man. Trust me, if you go into it with an open mind and not with a critic's mind, and you want to be one of them Debbie Downer ass motherfuckers, then you're gonna love it. Therefore, with that being said, I give Cocaine Bear 3 decapitated civilian heads who don't know how to get their ass out of the woods when they're supposed to, out of 5. So if you like what you seen, like what you heard, just hit that subscribe button. I'll be back with more fire vids in the future. A lot of them coming soon. Just give me the remote. I'll tell you what to watch so you don't gotta waste your time. Peace.